Okay, let's talk about something that makes a whole lot of people's palms sweat just thinking about it. Public speaking. You know that feeling, right? All eyes on you, the pressure's on. It can be absolutely paralyzing. But what if I told you there's a simple way to kind of flip a switch in your brain and turn that crippling fear into actual, real confidence? Let's dive in.
And hey, it is not just you. Seriously, for millions of people, the fear of getting up in front of a crowd is literally bigger than their fear of heights, spiders, even death. It's this incredibly common shared human thing. It even has a fancy name, glossophobia.
I know. That sounds a little crazy, doesn't it? How can the number one fear possibly be simple to overcome? Well, that's the big idea we're going to explore today. What if we've been looking at stage fright all wrong this whole time?
So to beat this thing, first we've got to understand what we're actually up against. Let's decode stage fright. And I want you to stop thinking of it as some deep personality flaw and instead see it for what it is, a predictable program, a code that's running in your brain.
Yeah, this probably looks pretty familiar. Your heart starts pounding out of your chest, your hands get all clammy, maybe your voice even starts to tremble a little bit. And mentally, oh, it's even worse. Your brain just fires up this highlight reel of every single thing that could possibly go wrong. You see yourself failing before you've even said your first word. But listen, this isn't a sign of weakness. It's just that code running its program.
All right, now that we know what the code looks like, we can get to the really cool part. There's this simple, almost radical idea that can completely change how we deal with this fear. And that's it right there. That's the core idea. It's not about suddenly becoming fearless or having some special gift you were born with. It's about understanding that the whole process can be made simple just by changing the mental script you have running in your head. So, the real question is, how do you do that?
Okay, now check this out, because this is where it gets really interesting. Look at the two sides here. On the left, you've got the anxious brain. It sees the stage as a threat, and bam, it floods your body with adrenaline. That's your classic fight or flight. But on the right, the reprogrammed brain looks at the exact same stage and expects a standing ovation. See that? It's the same situation, but a totally different internal story, which triggers a completely different biological reaction.
So how do we get from that anxious brain over to the confident one? How do we actually make that leap? Well, that brings us to the method itself. This is the technique for rewriting that old anxious code and installing a brand new, powerful one.
So here it is, reprogramming. And this isn't just wishful thinking, okay? It's about using your brain's amazing ability to change itself. You basically create a mental rehearsal that is so vivid, so detailed that your brain actually can't tell the difference between this imagined success and a real memory.
And this phrase just sums it up perfectly. You are literally on purpose tricking your own brain. It's like a clever little hack on your own biology. Because when you do this over and over, your brain starts to log the speech as a past success. So when you finally walk out on that stage, your brain doesn't panic. It just goes, oh, this? Yeah, we've done this before. It went great. No big deal.
Okay, that all sounds great in theory, but how do you actually put it into practice? Let's break it down into a simple step-by-step guide so you can start visualizing your own success.
Here's the whole playbook. First, step 1, envision the scene. And don't just picture it, build it. See the room, the lights, the friendly faces looking back at you. Next, step 2, rehearse your triumph. Mentally walk through your whole talk, hitting every point perfectly, feeling calm, powerful, totally in control. Then, and this is maybe the most important part, step 3, feel the applause. Don't just hear it. Imagine that sound washing over you. Feel that wave of relief and pride and accomplishment. You have to feel it. And finally, step 4, repeat daily. Repetition is what carves this new pathway in your brain and makes it stick.
When you do this, you're not just managing fear anymore. You are fundamentally changing your entire relationship with public speaking. You're unlocking a potential that was always in you. It was just hiding behind that old, faulty code. And if you take one thing away from this, let it be this. Your mind is a powerful storyteller, and your body believes every single word. If you tell it a story of fear and failure, that's how it's going to react. But if you consistently tell it a new story, a story of confidence and success, it will believe that too. You are the author of that story.
And you know, this technique isn't just for public speaking. It's a tool you can use for pretty much any challenge you're facing. You have the power to pre-pave your own path to success by telling your brain the right story first. So the only question left is, what powerful new story are you going to start telling it today?